Good morning, everyone. Yes, this is ELIO Piedra, and you are watching Morning Coffee with ELIO. I am fired up already. I am super excited. And you're about to find out why. We're going to be giving a warm welcome to our brand new sponsor. You are going to find out who it is and why it's so important that if you are an immigrant, if you are seeking your dreams and your goals, to stay right there and find about this awesome sponsor that myself, as an immigrant that came to this country, behind his dreams and his goals, it's very important for me to introduce you to this amazing sponsor. Stay right there because she will join us after this. Here we go. Get up, baby, this morning. This is ELIO Piedra. Another morning means another coffee because this is Morning Coffee with ELIO. This is going to be a great day. We have a fantastic guest. And ladies and gentlemen, my guest today, it is Cary Torres. Cary Torres, it is the owner of Torres Law Firm, Immigration Services right there. And it is our brand new sponsor. And we are so proud to have Cary here because with her deep expertise and experience in immigration law, Cary Torres specializes in creating opportunities for families, growing businesses, and skilled professionals. Cary's passion for building relationships and creating opportunities for her clients led her to develop her immigration law practices. Please, let's welcome to Morning Coffee with ELIO for the first time ever, and as an amazing sponsor today, Cary Torres. How you doing, Cary?
Hi, I'm doing great, ELIO. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh no, thank you for making time for our morning coffee community. It is super important during these times, to know professionals in immigration services, that practice immigration law. So, Cary, talk to me a little bit about your office, because I know that you have over 24 years of experience practicing law. So, talk to me a little bit about your background.
Well, I would love to, ELIO. ELIO, our passion here at Torres Law Firm is to open paths to opportunities for people. We know that there are a lot of immigrants that are struggling right now, not knowing what their outcomes are going to be. We have people that are struggling with the DACA program. We have people struggling with finding a sponsor to get petitions to be able to become a permanent resident of the U.S. And what we do and what we're passionate about is finding ways, strategic ways for those people to actually get their legal status.
That is awesome.
And when we do, it's awesome.
Yes, and you guys are awesome. You guys treat people like so sweet and kind, and you're very patient with your clients. And not only you have the lawyers that they work with you at your office as well. So, tell me about what is the hardest part, I will say, for an immigrant. One of the hardest situation that an immigrant can actually face during these times.
Well, the thing is that one thing I want to mention is that regardless of where you're at in the immigration process, or what level of education you have, the immigration process is nerve-wracking. I represent professors at the university. I represent professionals in the community, and I represent lower educated immigrants that have been put into deportation. And across the board, there's a level of nervousness that comes with this immigration process. And what our firm tries to do is we try to hold people's hands through the process. Um, they come to us with their issues, and we explain it. We give them our undivided attention. We explain the law to them, and we explain the procedure, and we walk them through the process so that they can feel peace and ultimately achieve their goal of becoming a permanent resident of the U.S. We also deal with people that come to the U.S. and they just want temporary visas as well. But right now, what the big struggle is the delays that immigration, even though all offices are currently open, there are delays in the process. And that can make people anxious because once you are in your immigration proceedings, you want everything to happen fast.
I know, yes. I am glad that you mentioned, Cary, about the delays that right now immigrants are facing during the process. Because even though these delays are happening, what is the best way to keep moving forward with your process? What can immigrants can do? What can they do?
Well, so I I tell people, I analyze the cases with people, I give them a consultation, and we determine, whether having a lawyer is the best thing for the individual person. What I have come to see is that when people do have lawyers, the process is done more. It goes more smoothly. You hand over your case to the lawyer, and the lawyer has experience doing it. And what that does is that it prevents glitches down the road where those glitches might slow down the process even more.
Wow. I wanted to ask you, Cary, because there is a huge problem with deportations during this day. So, I mean, what is the steps to follow, if anybody is about to be deported, right now? What can they do, and what is the best way to approach this case?
So there are defenses to deportation. Um, there, so the way that it works is that first, the person in our experience gets apprehended, and they're usually people with people that don't have documents in the U.S. right now. They do not have a driver's license, at least in Florida. And what happens is that they drive for necessities, and they get stopped by the police. And as soon as they get stopped by the police will ask them, well, do you have a driver's license? No, I don't have a driver's license. And then from there, the next question is, well, what's your status? And then that's where they realize, oh, they don't have a legal status in the U.S. So those people are arrested. They're put into the county jail here at the state level. But then as soon as they're done with their criminal case, because driving without a license is a criminal case, once they're done with that, they are transferred to a deportation center. And once they are in the deportation center, it's when the lawyer can actually ask for a bond. So the first thing that I do is I ask for a bond for those people to be released, because they're not going to get released while they're at the state level. They'll be released once they're transferred to immigration. The only reason they would not be released out to the community pending their deportation proceedings is if they have a bad criminal record. But for those people that don't have a bad criminal record, I can get them out on bond. And once they're out on bond, then I can defend the deportation. And there are various defenses that we can bring up that could help them stay in the country.
Nice. Well, now if you're watching, you are just tuning in. I am telling you, reach out right now to Torres Law Firm, and they are gonna help you with your case. And Cary, you don't only work with immigration. You mentioned, I mean, before the show that you also do other, you practice other law. Like accidents, incidents of all types, contracts. So can you mention something about that?
Because I've been practicing for such a long time, I've acquired a broad range of knowledge. And for a long time, for the last 24 years, I've been doing personal injury, accident cases. Um, and I help people that have serious injuries. I help them get compensation from insurance companies. And I also do criminal defense. I started my practice when I first graduated from law school. I started at the public defender's office, and I got experience by fire. I was thrown into the courtroom right away, so I got great courtroom experience, and that has always helped me throughout my career. So now that I do immigration law, if there's ever a criminal matter that's intertwined with the immigration proceedings, I can handle it. I don't have to send it to another law firm or anything. I can help. And then also, a lot of my clients have been injured in an accident, and I can still help them. I can still use that knowledge to help them.
That is awesome. So, all right, Cary, let's talk a little bit about you. You are from Miami, right? So that means you speak Spanish too.
Yes, yes.
so, so do you think like being bilingual has been helping you, on your career as a lawyer?
Definitely, definitely. I have a lot of people that seek me out because I speak Spanish, and I'm able to help the community. When it comes to legal proceedings, people want to speak in their native language. In our firm, we are a multicultural law firm. We not only speak Spanish here, but we also speak French.
Wow.
And yes, so we have French clients, and our goal is that the people that come to our office feel comfortable and feel that they have the best communication that they can have with their lawyer. Because if there's a block in communication, then that hurts the case. So we have a lot of Spanish speaking clients, a lot of French speaking clients that come to our law firm.
Awesome. And going back now to the beginning when you mentioned the situation, there is a hard situation with DACA right now, and the international student community may be wondering what is going to be happening in the next couple of months, in the next, or for the rest of the year. So let's say if you are a student at University of Florida, or just a student that you need help, leave your comment below, and I am sure that after the show, Torres Law Firm is going to get back to you with some answers, and Morning Coffee is going to do it too. But let's talk a little more. Let's go a little deeper and expand on the DACA situation to see what are the options for the students that they been hopeful about DACA and about everything that DACA has been doing.
So DACA is a serious issue because we have students, we have young people that have been here in the country for so many years. Some have come when they were 3 years old, 2 years old, and America is their home. But right now, the government doesn't have a permanent solution to this program, to this DACA problem. So what they did yesterday is they came out with a final rule that what they're going to do is they're not going to open DACA for any new participants. So DACA in essence is partly closed. So the
Wow.
only people that qualify for DACA right now are the people that had it before. So if you're already under the DACA program, then you're going to be able to renew your DACA. But people that would have otherwise qualified for DACA will not be approved as of
And what
now.
and what are the options? What are the options for these students that they couldn't be part of DACA before? What other
Well,
options
there's
they may have?
hope. I mean, I am an optimistic person. I look for the best in the solution, and I look for the best. I try to find the solutions. And what I tell young people is, look, just because there's one avenue that closed doesn't mean that another avenue is not going to open. While, there are family-based petitions, I know we've helped a lot of students that have found a significant other that have been able to petition for them. And we've also have students that have found employers that are able to petition for them. So the key thing is to find a sponsor that is able to petition for you. While you're, like, let's say that you're a student and you're under an F1 visa. During the time you're under an F1 visa, be thinking about your future. Be thinking about, where can I apply after graduation? Maybe get an internship, or maybe something that qualifies that your school will allow, because you're not able to work in all areas. You need to talk to your DSO, that's the advisor at the university or at Santa Fe College, um, to give you advice about where you're able to work and where you're not able to work. But the goal is to try and find a job so that upon graduation, there's an employer that can petition for you. And also, if God willing, you find somebody that you fall in love with and they're able to petition for you, that's another route for you to become a permanent resident and not have to go back to your country if you don't want to go back to your country.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because I don't know if you know my story, but I came here with a fiance visa as well. Because I met my wife long time ago when we were like 11, 9. We were sweethearts and all of that. It's a beautiful story of love, and she brought me here. And I gotta tell you, Cary, it was so hard, to go through the whole process, and the embassy in Havana, it was very hard to get approved, in Cuba. But it is very different for all countries, for all different Central America, Latin America, Europe. I mean, every single process, I guess, it should be different. But I wanted to ask you, for example, what is the consequences of not using a lawyer, somebody with, for example, like with your experience, to deal with your case? Sometimes, and I am telling you because I did it myself. I was trying to fill out paperwork by myself, so because I didn't have the budget, or I didn't want to spend time going or calling, reaching out to a lawyer, and I had consequences, because of that. So talk to me a little bit about this topic, because this is so important for people to understand the importance of having someone like you by their side.
Well, the thing is that, going through your immigration process is it's not just filling out forms. It's
Yes.
actually knowing what the purpose of the forms, and what it is that you're trying to achieve, legally. So when an attorney does your package, does your presentation to the government, that attorney is doing the presentation with with a wealth of experience behind their belt to know practically what it is that's going to happen, right? So, not having an attorney could delay your process, because then ultimately, if something is done wrong, even a minor glitch, they'll return your package, they'll put your package on hold, the process on hold, and then you'll have to start over or supplement the application. But in the meantime, the package is, your process is stopped. um, Whereas if you have an attorney, that's not likely to happen. The other good thing is that you could hire an attorney and just let it go. Just give the responsibility to the attorney that does it day in and day out, and basically be guaranteed that things are going to get right. Get done right, get done efficiently, get done fast.
That is fantastic. And what is the hardest process right now in immigration? Because we've been talking about, DACA is a very sad situation right now, fiance visa, deportation. But what is one of the toughest situation in immigration these
Well,
days?
Well, I'll tell you, in the last couple of months, um, I would say last couple of months, but the president, June 20th, 2020, he put out a proclamation that prevented certain people from coming into the country because he wanted to protect employment in our country. Well, that proclamation has affected very, very heavily K1 visas. So
Wow.
we have people that that we've already taken through the process, and their K1 visas, their fiancé visas. K1 means fiancé visas have already been approved, but they cannot get their interview in their own country to come over to the US. So basically the proclamation until the proclamation is over, it's going to be highly unlikely to get these people over here. Now, the proclamation is over. It says December 31st, but it also says that it could be extended. So there are exceptions to the proclamation, but the exceptions are for spouses and not for fiancés. So if you've already started your fiancé process, something that could have been quick is now taking forever. So we have cases that are on hold because the embassies are not processing K1 visas. Very sad situation. Right now we have couples that are apart. I mean, we have a couple that they haven't seen each other for a very long time, trying to figure out ways around the situation. But then there's travel restrictions and everything. So I mean, I think one of the hardest things we're dealing with right now is trying to get people in the country that otherwise could have legally been coming into the country. So our hope is that in December 31st, this president's proclamation ends, and that
Yeah.
we can get the people over here.
Okay, Cary, let me see if I understand it, because what you're mentioning, it is super important. So basically, you are saying that if someone it is seeking to come to the United States to be just to be together with their loved ones, the best choice, the best thing that they could do is to get married before they come here, because otherwise they will not get apply. I mean, they will not get approved for a K1 visa.
Well, it's a strategy because normally when a U.S. citizen petitions for a fiance, the process is quick because you have to look at it as a two-part process. The first part is where the government analyzes the relationship. The second part is where the government processes the person's green card. But the first part is the only part that's done abroad. So once it's accepted, that person comes over here and gets to do the second part here. So the people are only apart for a very short period of time. So in a perfect world without the proclamation, the K1 visa is awesome. You did it yourself. Um, but right now there's such uncertainty for getting the K1, for getting the fiance over here because they're not part of an exception for the block that the president has put in place.
Wow.
So the safest route is to be married, because if the clients that I have would be married to the people that are waiting abroad, they would have already been here because there is an exception for spouses.
Yes, when I did it myself, I mean, I came super fast. It only lasts like 6 or 8 months, the whole process. We had a lot of documents to prove that it was legit, and we had like a beautiful story of love and all of that. And then immediately, at the embassy, they approved me. They gave me the visa and all of that. But I think I mean, it's gonna be over 9 years already of that, almost 10 years. So things have changed. I mean, drastically.
Mm-hmm.
The laws, the consequences of not doing it, as you are mentioning. there is a strategies that they can do instead of waiting. That's why I want to mention, because we have so many friends all over the United States, especially in Miami, that they are trying to get their loved ones here, especially their fiance. So if they do this, if you are watching right now, I mean, you better get married because that's the best thing that you can do. Well, if you're really in love, I guess.
I know that's the thing, because Elio, when you got when you got your visa and you came over here, you had 90 days to get married, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when you got here, you got married, and then what happened was the second part of your process was completed in the U.S.
Yes.
So,
exactly.
So the K1, which is the fiance visa, has a great benefit of getting you over here faster, right?
Awesome.
But the thing is that we have this president's proclamation here, and that is what's putting a bar to it right now. But we're hopeful that December 31st, this thing will end, and then the fiance visas can go back to normal. But right now, the spouses have priority. The spouses are exempt from this block of not being able to enter the country.
Thank you for that information, Cary. Before I have the game of the day for you, and I really hope that you are ready for it. Are you ready?
Yes, yes.
All right, let's make it happen. Here we go. All right, so Cary, the game of the day is super easy, and I'm gonna show you. So now, from here, you get to select, from these four choices, you get to select one, and explain why. So what would you change in the world if you could? Emotional situation, economic situation, or political situation, or mindset?
I would have to go with mindset.
Ah, yes.
I think if you change someone's mindset, then the rest just falls into place.
I agree with you.
If you send somebody, if you have somebody that is just in the wrong mindset, they're not able to make right political decisions, right economic decisions, or emotional decisions. So we got to start with that mindset.
That is awesome, guys. I am telling you. Leave your comment below right now. I am gonna meet you personally down there at the comments. What would you change in the world? You heard Cary. They will change mindset. That's why immigration services, if you need immigration services, Torres Law Firm, it is the right place to go. They have the answer to you, to your problem. They are gonna make that dream come true. So right now, Cary, I wanna actually let's have you back, and I would like to give you the opportunity to send a message to those persons that they are hopeless, that they right now they have fear that the moment of being together with their family is not gonna come. What would you say to these persons that they are feeling very down right now? And I know that if they listen from someone like you, optimistic person, someone that it is very knowledgeable of the immigration law. So what would you say to them?
Well, I know that there are a lot of people hurting because I talk to them every day. We have clients that are hurting. But one thing is for certain, that things pass, and this too shall pass. Even for those people that are being detained, and they should be released, for immigration detention, that there's hope. There's hope. Time will pass. The time will pass, and the things will get better. Things are already getting better. Things are already getting better in immigration.
That is fantastic. Well, I got to tell you, Cary, that I am super proud, humble, and honored for having you, as part of our wonderful sponsor family. We thank you for supporting our morning coffee, for supporting everything that we do. We thank you for supporting our community, for supporting our international community, because I know you're a multicultural firm that anybody from any country, can reach out, and in your office always with open arms, to everyone out there. So I am very happy that you are part of our morning coffee community now, and I look forward to keep learning more and growing together, and supporting you as well. So no, my pleasure. It's my absolutely pleasure and privilege. And I am telling you right now, if you are, or if you know, okay, someone that needs help with immigration services of you yourself, you need help with that, make sure that you have a professional, on your corner, by your side, because they are gonna make your process a success. That's key, that's crucial. I'm telling you, I made myself a lot of mistakes. I am an immigrant. I came from Cuba. And I thought that immigration process was filling out forms and all of that. It is not. It is it is something completely different. You need a professional. So Cary Torres and had amazing team at Torres Law Firm. They are gonna take care of you. They're gonna treat you like family. They are gonna make that dream once again come true, so you can actually be together with your loved one. And I am very passionate about this, Cary, because number one, I am an immigrant. Number two, family is everything. And number three, I really appreciate how you guys treat, people at your office, and how you guys follow up with clients, and it's so amazing to me. So I want to thank you for all of that.
Okay, you're welcome, and thank you for having me.
Of course, guys. Well, this has been a tremendous pleasure to be with you guys this morning. Do not forget to stay tuned, stay inspired, and stay informed, and educate yourself about specific topics. And right now, if you're an international student, once again, reach out to Torres Law Firm. You're gonna see Torres Law Firm every week here with us at Morning Coffee with ELIO on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do not forget that you can watch Morning Coffee anytime on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook Live, and also listen on your car on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and stay inspired, because it is really important to be motivated these days. I'm gonna see you guys next time. Cary, thank you once again so much, and have a wonderful rest of your week.
Likewise, you too. Bye, Elio.
Bye.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you very much for watching Morning Coffee with Elio. Yes, we're really looking forward to seeing you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do not forget to like us and follow us on Facebook and become part of the Morning Coffee with Elio community. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and live full.